everyone, it's Miss Akbari in the library. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the book The Line Tender by the author Kate Allen. This is a book from our teen issues section of our library because it deals with a lot of real life issues. The main character in this book, her name is Lucy, and she is dealing with grief, and that's something that can take a long time to process. So Lucy lives with her father on the coast of Massachusetts. Her mother has died several years ago. Her mother was a marine biologist and especially a researcher of great white sharks. And one of the trips that she was on, researching sharks and studying them out on the ocean, she died suddenly. So it wasn't really anything like an illness. It was just more a sudden, unexplained death. And not surprisingly, Lucy and her father are still kind of struggling with that even several years later. And so it's summer vacation for Lucy and her best friend Fred. And they spend a lot of time outdoors. They spend a lot of time on the coast. And suddenly there's a report of a great white that has washed up on shore. And that's not normal for a pretty populated place. And Lucy and Fred have a lot of questions. One of the things that they do in their spare time is to find marine animals to take sketches of. And so the great white is of a lot of interest to them, not only because they live in Massachusetts on the coast, but also because of what Lucy's mom did for a living before she passed away. And this sort of innocent event kicks off a whole bunch of plot points in the story. So there's a mystery around the shark, why it's there, where it goes. There's a sort of storyline that deals with Lucy and her friend Fred, and are they friends? Are they more than friends? There's a tragedy that happens that makes things even more difficult for Lucy and her father, and kind of Lucy decides to take charge and figure some things out on her own. So it's a really lovely story. It deals with, like I said, grief, and not just Lucy's grief, but also those people around her. And it has a lot of nature and the beach and the ocean in it as well, which is really kind of cool. And there's several illustrations throughout at each start of the chapter, marine animal illustrations, which are really interesting. If you like books that look like real life, if you have interest in marine biology or in great white sharks, or if you've ever struggled with grief, if you've lost someone in your life, the book The Line Tender would be a really great read for you.